What do you think a last man? Well, not let's stay at last man standing. A little bit different. What do you think a street fight, a no disqualification, a hardcore match?
Why don't we do like?
What do you think they all are? They're the same thing.
Do a tables match. I don't know. I don't know. I don't like the name No Champions Advantage. It doesn't sound
an Extreme Rules match. Is that different from a street fight?
It's the same thing.
Is that different from a no disqualification match? Is that different from a no holds barred match?
So we're just going to have a regular gentleman's shake and go to war and
they already have an Extreme Rules match on the card. They already have a no disqualification match, so they have to word it differently so we feel like it's a little bit different.
Then do a tables match. I don't know. Or a steel chairs match. I don't know. I'm just throwing stuff out there.
I think it has to do a lot with the stipulations, a lot to do with the superstars involved, and with the Miz being, like the cheater, I guess that he is. That's where kind of this no champions advantage came in. I'm going to say Dean Ambrose retains the belt.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm Dean Ambrose. I don't think he loses it this time around. Something
we haven't seen in the WWE in a long time, especially in the PG era, a kendo stick on a pole match. I don't know if we've ever actually seen it in the WWE. I know Tommy Dreamer has introduced the kendo stick a few times, and I want to say he's probably been in an Extreme Rules match in WWE with a kendo stick. But either way, it's the champion Alexa Bliss taking on Bayley, the women's championship on the line. Who do you see winning this?
I mean, you guys all know I'm a Bayley supporter all the way through and through. It's this one was tough. I mean, the way they're selling it, I think Bayley wins. I mean, not because I'm a Bayley super fan. I'm not afraid to admit it. She's my favorite women's competitor. I do like Alexa Bliss. I think this is going to be a good match. Nonetheless, they're both really good. I enjoy watching both of them perform, either on the microphone or in the matches themselves. I think Bayley wins. I think they're building it that way. That's the way I look at it.
I'm going to give it to Bayley as well. I feel that they're going to kind of hype up the fact that Alexa Bliss is a better wrestler, but the fact that Bayley's going to get her hands on the kendo stick is going to even the score. And I think that sets up Alexa Bliss down the road of saying, I'm still the better wrestler. You just beat me with a kendo stick type thing. So I see Bayley winning the championship, via the help of the inanimate foreign object here. Not so foreign because it'll be introduced well in advance of the match, but I see Bayley winning this kendo stick in a pole match and becoming your new Raw Women's Champion. And that leaves us for the main event. The number one contender, Fatal 5-Way Extreme Rules match. The winner to take on Brock Lesnar at Great Balls of Fire at the American Airlines Center in Dallas, Texas. We'll find out this Sunday night from the Royal Farms Arena, that is a convenience store in Maryland. I found that out a few weeks ago. I did not know that. The Royal Farms Arena, Roman Reigns, Finn Balor, Seth Rollins, Bray Wyatt, and Samoa Joe. A Fatal 5-Way. Now, my question is, I'm not sure. Is this an elimination match?
Fatal 5? I don't know.
I heard nothing of it being an elimination match.
I feel
because it's a main event, you got to kind of make it that. But
I mean, if they've sold it that way, I haven't seen much. I mean, nonetheless, it's still going to be a hell of a match. But before I give you my answer, I know not to get too far off topic. Did you go down to the horse races down there in Maryland? Did you check it out?
I did go to the Preakness at Pimlico Raceway.
How was it, by the way? I know we're getting a little off topic, but I know you were talking Maryland, so I was like, I had to ask.
Once in a lifetime, and I don't mean that in the way that a lot of people say, like it was a grand thing. It was glad I did it, so I never have to do it again.
With that being said, we'll give you the picks for the match. Excuse me, without getting too mixed up there. So I'm gonna go. What are you going with?
I'm gonna go Roman Reigns.
As much as I want to see like the Bray Wyatts and the Samoa Joe, as we've talked about, numerous times before this gets settled, you're gonna hate me for this. I'm going Finn Balor, man. I mean, why do you have Paul Heyman come out and plant the seeds like that? I think they're setting up Finn Balor versus Brock Lesnar, and I think Finn wins the match. I know I'm getting really far ahead there, but I'm seeing a Finn Balor title reign coming very, very soon.
I see more of Finn Balor and Seth Rollins going to happen, and I would like that to see for the belt. It's obviously not for the belt now. I'm going to go with the optics. I'm going to see what looks like something WWE would do. They want the heavyweight versus the heavyweight. So that's why I'm going to go Roman Reigns. I'm going to go the big man versus big man. Great Balls of Fire, two big behemoths in Dallas on a hot summer night in Dallas, Texas. I'm going to go Roman Reigns. And again, I know it's not been so long since WrestleMania, but we can't forget, you can't let that old Undertaker thing slide. I know for the most part they let a lot of stuff slide. They let Brock Lesnar beat the streak, and then they didn't really do too much with him afterwards. Or they let somebody win the Andre the Giant Memorial Battle Royal and do nothing with them. But in this case, I feel that they're not gonna just let Roman Reigns fall off entirely. They're gonna have him face Brock Lesnar, and it's gonna be the two people who've beaten the streak one-on-one. I feel I feel we're gonna get it again at SummerSlam, but obviously they're gonna advertise it for Great Balls of Fire, so we're gonna get it once there. But I feel like we could get a rematch at the very next pay-per-view. I
will. We shall see. I mean that's why we got to stay tuned and check it out. I don't know, man. I'm building. I'm unless they're kind of twisting things up a little bit. Why have it a point to have Paul Heyman go out and say, "Hey, man, kissing Balor, Finn Balor's tail a little bit." I mean, here's my thing. I think planting the seeds there. I do think that's going to happen. I mean, yes, it's the optics, big man, little man. I understand that, but I still think Finn Balor's going to. I think he's going to not only win this match, but I think he wins the title when he faces Brock.
Well, we will see this Sunday, but before we go, we got one more segment with you. We've got a tweet of the week, and we've got a rant I've been saving up for a few weeks. I even hyped it up last week, but it's finally going to come to you on this week's edition of the Heel to the Face podcast on Sports War Radio, Rat Pack Radio, and now on iTunes.
The New York Jets are rising and are ready to compete in the AFC. Boyd Green and Ty Butler will give you everything you need to know about the Jets every Wednesday at 8 p.m. Eastern. From reviewing the previous game and looking ahead to the next matchup, to all of the news and 4 downs, the Jet Zone has everything. Follow @BoyGreen25 and @TyD Butler on Twitter. Proud member of Sports War Radio. Let the battle begin.
This program is simulcast on WRPR Rat Pack Radio. Go to ratpacksports.com for more information.
Do you want to stay up to date on the latest sports news? Come check out After the Whistle from 4 to 5 p.m. every Friday night. We talk about the NHL, we talk about the NFL, we talk about the MLB, you name it, we got it. Tune in on Sports War Radio.
Now is the time to get your voice heard. Sports War Radio is now accepting applications for driven and knowledgeable sports fans who want to start their very own podcast about their favorite team. Sports War Radio has an international audience and is growing fast. Don't miss the chance to become the go-to news source for your favorite team. Email sportswarradio@gmail.com and tell us why you would be a great addition to our team. Sports War Radio. Let the battle begin.
Now is the time to get your voice heard. Sports War Radio is now accepting applications for driven and knowledgeable sports fans who want to start their very own podcast about their favorite team. Sports War Radio has an international audience and is growing fast. Don't miss the chance to become the go-to news source for your favorite team. Email sportswarradio@gmail.com and tell us why you would be a great addition to our team. Sports War Radio. Let the battle begin.
Let's get back to the action. This is the Heel to the Face podcast on Sports War Radio.
Time for the last segment of this week's show here on the Heel to the Face podcast, and it is time for the tweets of the week. We're going to start with myself. I'll do the first tweet of the week. It comes from a girl. I think it's a girl. I mean, anybody can be anybody on the internet nowadays. At Baby Baylor, spelling Baylor like Finn Balor, Balor. She goes by the name of Aubrey. All the letters, spaced out, so it could be Abree, Abree. I don't know. It could be anything, and a heart. But she put this, and we were kind of talking earlier, and this kind of put the seed in my head. She said, didn't Corey Graves say last week that he wanted to shake the hand of the person who attacked Enzo? And then Cass shook his hand. LMFAO.
That is really good, man. Mine is more of a visual thing. So mine goes out to it's the Texas, great name by the way, at the Texas iFunny. So obviously, funny, interesting tweets. So it's a simple tweet, and it's hard to describe. You guys will have to go on our Twitter at Heel of the Face. Make sure to check it out later. We just did some research in the break because I'm like, I couldn't figure out the name of the Pokemon on this one, but it says, I knew there was a reason I like Shinsuke, and it's at Shinsuke N, hashtag WWE, hashtag Pokemon. It's a picture of Shin doing a maneuver on a competitor, and it looks like one of the Pokemon. Blaziken is what we just figured out in the last few minutes before we came out of the break here. I'm not a Pokemon
You need
freak.
any further proof that wrestling fans are indeed nerds?
I'm sure Boy Green knows all about that, so I'll have to talk to him off the air after that.
In fact, maybe you sure it wasn't him in disguise sending out this tweet.
When knowing Boy Green, nothing gets past me. He does just for the listeners out there, he does have a Pokemon related tattoo. I think it's a Pikachu, if I'm not mistaken.
I think he only has like one tattoo, and that's exactly what it is. So those are our tweets of the week. You will see them on our Heel to the Face Twitter account very shortly after the production of this show.
Before we get to Jared's rant, everybody stay tuned because I'm just going to sit back, relax. I don't have a cold beverage in my hand, but I'm going to listen to this. Every time Jared has a rant, it is A+ money. He should be he should be cutting promos on WWE. This is going to be fantastic. Jared, take it away, my friend.
There's a show on CBS Sports Radio every weekday morning. Sometimes I listen to it on my morning time commute into work. It is called Gio and Jones. It is hosted by former NFL linebacker and current CBS Sports Network college analyst Brian Jones and radio personality Greg Giannotti. Gio and Jones. That's a morning show, and I find it very interesting. And a couple weeks ago, they were speaking about the world of hockey. And as you might know, the Stanley Cup is currently going on, and hockey in the United States of America kind of gets that rap. It's not going to be the NBA. It's not going to be the NFL. It's not even going to be Major League Baseball. And everybody's always trying to sell it. Everyone's always trying to say, let's get this. When I say everybody, I say hockey fans are trying to sell this. They're trying to get people to watch it or trying to make it that sport that in America it's probably not going to be. And Gio and Jones, they spoke about this, and they kind of made a good point in saying, why can't things just be what they are? If you like something, just like it without trying to sell it, without trying to be a Jehovah's Witness. If you believe in Jesus, you don't have to go knocking on other people's doors to make them buy it. Just like it. If you like golf and you think it's better than the Super Bowl, then it doesn't have to be better than the Super Bowl as long as it's better than the Super Bowl to you. And he was trying to say that about hockey. If you love hockey and hockey playoff is way better than the NBA playoffs, stop so much trying to sell it. Stop trying to push it every single year when the playoffs start and just enjoy it for what it is and just know that there's a lot of other people out there like you and that you can enjoy it and it's not going to go anywhere even if it's not the most popular thing. But then Gio and Joe says they can understand that except for in one aspect, and that's in wrestling. And that's, they never want wrestling, and they don't understand why wrestling ever would be in the conversation of that sport that gets pushed. Because they, like hockey, like golf, like NASCAR, it does get pushed, especially around WrestleMania time. It gets pushed on the mainstream. And linebacker Brian Jones, part of Gio and Jones in the CBS Morning Sports program, he brought up a point that I wanted to kind of argue against. Now, the radio producer at that program went to WrestleMania and has gone to WrestleMania, so he kind of used him in his fodder of saying, you're a hardcore wrestling fan, you went to WrestleMania, and I don't understand it because I don't go to places, like, for example, he was a Breaking Bad fan. He says, I'm not going to go to New Mexico or go to a show that I like and go watch them film an episode or go watch the scene, where they filmed the scene from a show because it's entertainment. And he said, my problem in this world is that wrestling keeps getting pushed on us like sport when it should be just solely kept in the entertainment realm. And I'm going to say to you, Brian Jones, I agree with you 100%. Here's the problem with professional wrestling, though. Here is the problem that I have. Wrestling isn't the NBA. Wrestling isn't Major League Baseball. Wrestling is not a sport. wrestling is entertainment. Wrestling is not exactly a TV show because unlike Breaking Bad, it doesn't have a season finale and doesn't just fall off the face of the earth. It's not like Seinfeld. It's not this show that we all go back and watch reruns of and there'll never be new episodes. It's an episodic show that's going to keep going. It's exactly what people think it is. It's a male soap opera, and just like soap operas, they've been going on for 30 or 40 years, and they're going to keep going on through good times